ठीक है, स्टार्ट करते हैं। सभी साथियों को सादर नमस्ते। अभी हम आप लोगों के लिए बहुत ही जो ज़बरदस्त आप सबकी डिमांड थी, और एवरी डे एवरी नाइट ये डिमांड बढ़ती जा रही है कि केंद्रीय विद्यालय संगठन में विभिन्न पोस्ट के लिए इंटरव्यू स्टार्ट हो गए हैं। All types of PGTs, all subject PGT interview started from yesterday, I think 15 May 2023, and continuously after PGT interview, TGT interview will be started. And today we are having one brilliant candidate for mock interview for TGT English. प्रतिदिन रोज हर घंटे मुझे कोई ना कोई साथी जो है मॉक इंटरव्यू लेने के लिए कह रहा है, तो मैं भी अपने आप को रोक नहीं पा रहा हूँ, और जितना मुझे समय मिल रहा है मैं सहायता देने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ। अब हमारे सबके बीच में आज एक टीजीटी इंग्लिश की साक्षात्कार देने के लिए, मॉक इंटरव्यू देने के लिए उपस्थित है सोहिनी विश्वास। सोहिनी विश्वास कहाँ से है, क्या है इनका परिचय हम जानेंगे। सोहिनी, प्लीज़ टेल समथिंग अबाउट योर सेल्फ, डिस्क्राइब योर सेल्फ।
Good evening, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself in front of you.
Your voice is not clear.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yeah, yes, yeah, very, very nice.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself.
Yes, yes.
I'm Shogin first from Kharagpur, West Bengal, and I have completed my graduation and master's in uh, and I have also done my B.Ed. And now presently I am working in KV number 1 Kalaikonda as contractual teacher as a TGT English. And also beside that, I'm working in Vedantu as an English educator. And my hobbies are reciting poems, teaching, and drawing and painting. So I like to recite poems and I like to draw paintings, and I passionately want to become a teacher. Thank you, sir.
Okay, very good. Sohini, I want to know from your side that why you want to be a teacher only.
Sir, because I think that I have all the qualities that are required in a teacher. Like I have ample patience, I have that understanding skill, I can judge my children's psychology and find out their weakness.
Now you are doing work in Kendriya Vidyalaya as a contextual teacher. Then why you have selecting for a permanent teacher also Kendriya Vidyalaya? There are so many schools are there for English teacher, and very nice salary and perks also giving by them. But why you want to be a teacher in KVS only?
Sir, because KVS is such a prestigious institution, which is a mini India, which is India in miniature. I think it has unity in its diversity. By teaching here, I can also serve my nation, because mostly the students, mostly the children of the army men are studying here.
Army men children in army areas, so many army areas are studying, but there are now Kendriya Vidyalaya opening in each and every districts of India. There are so many children from coming civilians only, and if you will be appointed in a civilian school, which will be KV.
Yes, sir. I will. Sir, this KV is not a very new platform for me actually. From the very childhood, like from when I was like 6 years old, from that time I am reading and studying here only. So it is like my second family. I have a different kind of attachment with it, and I would feel fortunate and glad enough to work here again.
Okay, very good. Which classes you have already experience for teaching in Kendriya Vidyalaya as a contextual teacher?
The class 6 to class 10.
Class 6 to class 10. There is a lesson in class 7 book. if you have a class, what is the name of class 7 book? Do you know the name of class 7 book?
Yes, sir. Honeycomb.
Honeycomb. And which book having a lesson uh, is a story. First chapter. Name the first chapter.
First chapter. Yes, sir.
कोई बात नहीं. This is a chapter named Three Questions.
Yes, sir. Leo Tolstoy has
Yes, written by Leo Tolstoy. है ना? Uh, can you able to explain this chapter summary within 1
yes,
minute or 2 minutes?
yes, sir. So this
Okay.
is
Yes.
this very intelligent creation of Leo Tolstoy, where he had introduced to the young mind to the three important questions in our life: that what is the most important time, who is the most important person, and what is the most important thing we should do. These are the three questions which are not only bothering the king, but also to all man in this world. So, in the form of king, he just wanted all the children to know about it, like what is the right time to begin something. Often children wonder about it. So the right time to do something or begin something is now. That is the present time. The right person to whom we should listen is the person who is right now with us. And the right thing, what is the most important thing for us to do, is to do good to the other person who is with us. This is the summary in short.
If you're going to teach this chapter in the classroom, then what type of preparation should be there before entering the class?
Sir, before entering the class, I will make a lesson plan.
Yes.
Where I will down all these three important questions what I am going to introduce, and at last I will see that there will be the aims and objectives that the children should learn how to read fluently also. Beside that, they should understand the main theme of this chapter, and they should understand what is the right time for them to begin something, who is the right person for them, and what should be their most important word at that particular time.
Very good. I want to know from you that there is a provision for each and every teacher in the Kendriya Vidyalaya to teach with use of ICT and PowerPoint presentation extra at least once in a week. And, do you have experienced it?
Actually, sir, I have not experienced it because in my classroom or other classroom, sometimes that ICT tools are not working. So our principal sir had taken steps when our school will reopen. We all will be working on that.
Okay. But are you ready or are you able to teach through the ICT?
Yes, sir, I'm quite proficient because already I'm working as an English educator. So I know about ICT tools.
So, in the lesson plan, what things will be explained by you and which type of strategy should be adopted by you for this chapter or any story?
Okay. For this chapter, ICT tools, what I will adopt, right? This is your question, sir?
My question is ICT and your strategy to explain to ensure learning of students. बच्चों की लर्निंग को 100% इंश्योर करने के लिए आप क्या क्या काम करेंगी? जैसे एक you have to thoroughly read the lesson, you have to make some important words which will be difficulty level for the students, and you have
Yes.
to make a chart or list or to improve their vocabulary. So there are so many things which should be done by you.
Okay. Okay, sir. So I will be first of all making a chart where all the hard words will be there. So first the word will be reflecting in the screen, and then in the same time there will be a audio that will make the meaning of the word clear. So they will understand the word and also they will learn the spelling by this, and also they will learn the pronunciation of that particular word. In this way, this is the first thing that I will do. And again, I will make sure that in a correct pronunciation, I upload that session in my pen drive or anywhere. Then I will replay it so that they can hear it and learn the right pronunciation.
Very good, very good. Uh, One more thing is there for preparation for the annual examination. I mean, as per the pattern of CBSE, है ना, which type of questions should be prepared by a teacher. During in the lesson plan we can mention it. Uh, it means some uh, worksheet will be maybe there, or a question bank will be there. There are some text question already having in the book, but what type of question should be made by you as a
Okay.
question bank?
Yes, sir. So what usually, apart from this text question, I ask them several CCT based questions from those chapters. Like I also give them tasks like whatever chapter I'm doing, after that, after they finish writing the all the exercise question and answers, because I discuss with them, then I engage them in peer learning. Whoever is a strong student, I keep them with a group of 4 weak students where they discuss all the question answers properly, and after that I ask them to write it. So after they finish that, I give them CCT based questions that are based on creative and critical thinking. So that is the questions I give them. Also, I do one thing. I ask them to prepare from each chapter 20 MCQs, and I divide them into 4 groups. Now each group will ask their question to another group. So in this way, they will learn about every small details in this chapter.
Very nice. This thing is very good, and this type of strategy should be always adopted by each and every teacher. Very nice answer. Then you have read or listen about NEP 2020.
Yes, sir.
So how will you implement the purpose of 2020 in your classroom?
Sir, actually, I myself like this very much because it focus on the individual difference.
Yes.
Like that each children is having separate potential. It is not necessary that every children will do the same thing in the same space. So here, I will also implement this. I will understand their individual difference, what area they are good at, which place they are talented in, and they will be bloomed accordingly. They will be trained accordingly.
Okay. How will you make understand the students the classroom teaching with their real life?
Yes, sir. Suppose I am teaching them the 3 questions that you told me, right? Chapter I am taking. So in this way, I will explain them that I will tell them also that what do you think? What is the right time to do your homework? And they will generally say that, ma'am, now. So I will relate it with their life skill only. So that day only they will go and they will focus on the chapters or topics that the teachers taught them today. In this way, they will relate. Now there is a poem also in class 9, like The Wind, where the wind is compared with the challenges in the life. So in this way, the children will also learn that like the wind will not spare anybody, it will not listen to anybody. So we are not going to stop the difficulties from coming into our lives. So that is the way I'm going to relate their thinking and thoughts with the lives with these chapters.
Okay, okay. During teaching learning process in your class, if some students making nonsense or indiscipline or making noise or irritating you, then how will you control them?
But that is only a call for help from the student. I basically think that if they are not listening to me, that means they need help. That means I need to understand what is their problem, actually what is bothering them. And then after listening, after hearing what is the problem, actually going to the depth of the problem, I will try to make out some solution. Now I will try from myself, my end, to find out some solution. After that, if that will not work, I will talk with their parents, and I will also tell them about some important steps that they will also implement, and together I think we can sort out this problem.
Okay, if a student of class 8th or class 9th may be not able to understand meaning of paragraph because his or her minimum level of learning is too low, then how will you treat it?
Sir, I will not treat him any other way in the classroom, but yes, I will also, when I am teaching in the classroom, I will keep an eye on him. I will make him sit in the front bench so that every time I can see him. And after my completion of the class, whenever I will have free time and he will also have free time, I will try to take some remedial classes with him so that I can just make a push forward, so that I can take his weak points and I can tell him what is his weakness. I can search what is his actual weakness and how he can grow from that place. The basic thing I will make it clear.
Okay. Uh, okay, the another thing is that most of students in the class, not only in KVs and other schools, also when I have visited, then most of principals views is like that, that each and every class, some students or most of students are not fluent in English. Their vocabulary is too weak. Now, what is the reason behind it?
The reason behind is circumstance, the circumstance and surroundings. Actually, sir, in our scenario, most of the children are belonging to some other family or some other circumstance, some other type of environment. So here what is happening, if they want to speak English also, they will not get a reply in that, and somebody will also tease. So they stop talking in English altogether. But here in my classroom, I encourage all my children to at least speak in my class in English because I am their English language teacher. So I want them to speak with me in English. It's okay that they will make mistake. When we were very small, when we were just born in this world, we none of us know how to speak in English or how to speak in any other language also, in mother tongue or any other. So we have learned it slowly by imitation. So even they will imitate me, if they will imitate some news channel also, English news channel, it is not a very tough thing, it is just a simple language. They have to make their mindset.
Yes,
And
yes. Okay. Then how will you make their mind that English is very important, importance of English? How will you make it in their mind? Like the English is the very compulsory to speak and read and write, and everything should be done by students. Is compulsory. Yes.
so what I will do, I will ask them to watch a Malayalam or a Telugu film. So they will not understand anything. So I will tell them that if you will go to Kerala or Tamil Nadu or any place, they will talk in this language. And only other language they will understand is English. They cannot understand Hindi. There you have to speak English. So if you are going beyond your state or beyond your country, it is very important because it is a global language and it is the only medium of communication. In this way, by life experience, I can also make their mindset that it is very important to learn English.
Okay, very good. How many competency are there in English or any language? How many competencies?
Okay.
Is you may tell it is skills.
Okay, skills. 4 skills, sir.
Which?
LSRW: listening, speaking, reading, and writing.
Okay. The reading skill is easy for the from the writing or listening, which type of skill should be easy to learn?
Okay, so first of all, sir, listening is very easy. So listening skills should be taught at first. They should listen. First, they should listen to every news channel. They should listen to somebody who is speaking. First skill that they should learn, that is the listening skill. After listening, I would focus on reading. So before reading, I would like to tell them, teach them some shortcut rules if they are actually not aware of any reading practice. If they don't know even to read 3-letter words also, 4-letter words also, I will first teach them the phonics rules. These are very small and they will hardly take me 1 to 2 weeks, and I will completely make them understand the phonics rules. And these rules will help them to read very nicely from zero to they will become expert readers.
Okay, very good. Are you ready to give a demo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please go to the board and make demo teaching.
Yes.
Very good.
So I hope, sir, I'm visible.
Ah, yes, you are visible. Very, very good. It's,
Okay.
yes.
So good evening, children. Now, I am going to, today we are going to start with a poem. So before starting and introducing you with the poem, I would like to ask you a few questions.
Yes, yes.
Date is 16/5/23, right? So before introducing you to the poem, I'd like to ask you some questions. Tell me, children, have you revised the previous chapter that I taught you, Nelson Mandela's Long Walk to Freedom?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can you tell me that Nelson Mandela was fighting for what? He was fighting for freedom, right?
Freedom.
Yeah, freedom. So, children, freedom is important for all. It is not only for humans, but also for animals. So, here we are going to talk about a gigantic, fierce tiger who is behind the bars. And the chapter name that the poem that we are going to read today is A Tiger in the Zoo. A Tiger in the Zoo. A Tiger in the Zoo is written by Leslie Norris. So, Leslie Norris. Now, who is Leslie Norris? Leslie Norris was an American poet, and he was born on 21st May, and that was a time period of post-World War. So he was influenced by the post-World War One. He was influenced by the World War One, and he felt that the tiger behind the bar, he is very helpless. And this idea provoked him to write this poem, A Tiger in the Zoo. So let's start with the poem.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
The very first line, he stalks in his vivid stripes, the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet white, in his quiet rage. So he stalks in vivid stripes. Here, vivid stripes, it means any. What do you mean by vivid stripes? You have seen stripe on the body of tiger. So stripe means, vivid means brightly colored stripes on the body of tiger. And stalks, what do you mean by stalks? S-T-A-L-K-S. Stalks means to walk. He is walking inside his cage, which is very limited space, which is a confinement for the tiger. The few steps in his cage means very few steps, a very less space. He's only walking that space. And on pads of velvet white, Here, pads of velvet white. Here, beautifully, Leslie Norris has compared indirectly the pads means the toes, the foot of the tiger with the velvet. So there is an indirect comparison. It is also called metaphor. It is called metaphor. And here it is written quiet. So why it is quiet? Why the tiger is quiet? It depicts the tiger's helplessness. Like the tiger is helpless here. In his quiet rage, in his quiet rage. Now, do you know what is the meaning of rage? Rage means anger. So can you be quiet when you are very angry? No, you cannot be quiet. You should be
Yes.
shouting, right? But when you are quiet, when you are angry also and you cannot shout, what is that situation? That situation is when you are helpless. Nobody is going to listen to you. So this is quiet rage. Means two just opposite words are put side to side. That is called oxymoron. That is also a literary device, oxymoron. So what are the three literary devices we noticed here? The first one is the imagery, vivid stripe. Vivid stripe is putting forward the image of the tiger in front of us. The second one is metaphor, where indirect comparisons are made. And the third one is oxymoron, where two just opposite words are used. Now listen to the next stanza carefully. He should be lurking in shadow.
Okay, one stranger is enough. You are teaching well. One more question is there. Can you teach some grammar question, preposition or conjunction
Yes.
or abstract noun? Anyone can, if you able to teach, please give the demo.
Any topic, sir. Okay.
Yes.
Then shall I teach preposition or tense?
Yes, preposition first you teach.
Okay. So today we will learn about preposition. Now, from the name itself, position, right? Position. What do we understand? That place. Okay, children? We are talking about the place. Now, we are talking about the place of any object. Preposition. Like, where is the cat? If I say with a very simple sentence, where, sir, there is no ink in my pen.
Okay.
Where where is the hat? If I ask, means I'm asking about the place of the hat. So what will be my answer? My hat is on the table. On the table. Now tell me which word is telling you about the position of the hat. It is on.
Yes.
It is on the table. So this is called a preposition. Preposition to the word that depicts the position of any object.
Okay,
Like if-
good. You may sit, please. Take
Thank
your
you, sir.
seat. Okay. Our interview is already having about 20 minutes. Uh, one or two question more we can ask you.
Yes, sir, please.
Okay. Uh, how will you improve the reading skills of students?
Yes, sir. I am working as English educator by I'm facilitating the children to read fluently, where I am converting children from zero level to expert level. Here, firstly, I will teach them the phonics rules. If they are totally ignorant about reading, first I will make them habitual with the sounds of each letter. Like, what is the name of letter? They know. How many alphabets are there? They know. But what is the sound of that letter? They don't know.
Okay, one question I want to ask you that if a girl child abused by some employee of the KV or any other person in the KV, and what children came to you and told his problem or her problem, then what is your duty to handle this type of case?
Sir, first of all, I will try to listen to both of them properly. If I will see that yes, it is out of my
No,
hand,
how you we listen both of them if a giant's teacher makes some abuse or sexual
okay,
harassment of a girl child, and a girl child come to you and uh, tell his problem, then what should be steps should be taken by you?
okay, sir. Then I will go for POSCO Act. That
Yes.
is prevalent now.
हम्म, आप क्या करेंगे अपने लेवल पे ऐसी सिचुएशन में कि आपको पता है और बच्चे को पता है ना? तो व्हाट इज़ द फर्स्ट स्टेप ऑफ योर्स?
The first step is that I will talk with the committee, which is made. Interim committee has been made by the respectable principal, sir, in every school, where the committee members, like for that is inside POSCO. Right? Yeah. So I will talk with them and I will tell them to find solution for this situation.
Or any other steps or any other work should be done by you in written or oral?
In written answer, actually, I don't know what should I do in this case. Kindly guide me.
Okay. You have to uh, take a written application from the child if he or she able to give you. Otherwise, you can't press him or her.
Okay.
But first, you have to go to the principal, tell about the story or even which type of accidental case,
Yes.
जो भी ये घटना हो गई है इसके बारे में आप बताएंगे. फिर बच्चे के अगर प्रिंसिपल की ड्यूटी होती है इसमें कि प्रिंसिपल बच्चे के पेरेंट्स को बुलाए, उनसे बात करे, आपसे बात करे, बच्चे को सुने. और ऐसे केसेस में जहाँ किसी टाइप के जो है बच्चे को अगर किसी जेंट्स ने या टीचर ने टच किया है या कोई सेक्सुअल एब्यूज़ टाइप कुछ किया है, तो ऐसी कंडीशन में ये प्रावधान है पोक्सो एक्ट में कि पेरेंट्स से भी एप्लीकेशन ली जाए, उनकी सहमति ली जाए और इमीडिएट एक इसका रिटर्न रिपोर्ट बना करके इसकी सूचना जो स्कूल का चेयरमैन है उसको भी दी जानी चाहिए. प्रिंसिपल से ऊपर उसका जो नियर बाई जो अथॉरिटी होती है जस्ट
जी सर.
नेक्स्ट टू प्रिंसिपल, उसको बताना ज़रूरी है. और इसी के साथ साथ एक कमेटी जो विद इन 24 आवर्स अपना फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमेटी बनाएगा प्रिंसिपल, उसमें 3 लोग रहेंगे और वो आपसे और बच्चे से पूछताछ करेंगे क्योंकि आपने केस को सामने लाया है. और
जी.
आपकी ड्यूटी होती है कि आप पेरेंट्स को बुलाकर बोलेंगे कि आप इसके बारे में रिटर्न एक कंप्लेंट दीजिए और अगर ज़रूरत हो तो इसमें एफआईआर भी करवाई जा सकती है.
थैंक यू सर.
है ना? और इसमें ये रूल है कि आप किसी भी तरह के दबाव में इसमें आपको आना नहीं है कि प्रिंसिपल या कोई टीचर इस केस को दबाना चाहे, तो आपको अपनी जगह रहना है. और पेरेंट्स के थ्रू जो है अगर स्कूल बात को नहीं सुनता है तो फिर पेरेंट्स जा कर के इसकी एफआईआर करवा सकते हैं क्योंकि ये किसी बच्चे की ज़िंदगी का मामला है. उसके साथ ऐसी कोई हरकत होती है तो वो उसके ऊपर लाइफ टाइम वो उस स्कूल में रह के कंफर्टेबली कभी पढ़ ही नहीं पाएगा.
जी सर.
है ना? उस स्कूल से इस तरह के व्यक्ति का रिमूवल बहुत ज़रूरी है, ट्रांसफ़र ज़रूरी है. जो भी क्या एक्शन होगी एज़ पर रूल वो अथॉरिटी लेगी, लेकिन इसमें हमें किसी भी तरह की सिंपैथी किसी इस तरह का कृत्य करने वाले के साथ नहीं रखना है. और ये भी नहीं सोचना है कि स्कूल का या मतलब रेपुटेशन का किस चीज़ का क्या होगा, क्योंकि स्कूल की या किसी भी संस्था की रेपुटेशन से बढ़कर एक इंसान का उसकी अपनी डिग्निटी है, उसका जीवन है. जीवन से बढ़ के कुछ भी नहीं है. है ना? सारे स्कूल किसी व्यक्ति के जीवन के लिए ही हैं. एक गुड सिटीजन को बिल्ड करने के लिए हम ये काम कर रहे हैं। तो एक बार पोक्सो एक्ट का थोड़ा कोई वीडियो ज़रूर देख लेना इस मामले में। यूट्यूब पे अवेलेबल है, केवीएस के साइट पे भी अवेलेबल होंगे, तो ये देखना ज़रूरी है। आरटीई का भी थोड़ा सा, राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट का मालूम होना चाहिए। एक चूँकि मैं ये बता रहा हूँ कि रीडिंग वाली बात जो है, रीडिंग स्किल्स जो है, एफएलएन पर क्वेश्चन ज़रूर पूछा जा सकता है कि ये जो एफएलएन है, क्या ये आफ्टर अपर प्राइमरी क्लासेस पर भी लागू होता है, और व्हाट डू यू नो अबाउट एफएलएन अंडर निपुण भारत मिशन? क्या आप जवाब दे सकती इसका? यस।
Yes, sir. Foundational literacy and numeracy, I think. Basic literacy and numeracy.
इसका मेन मोटो क्या है?
सर इसका मेन मोटो है बच्चों को 3 साल के उम्र से बच्चों को रेडी करवाना क्लास 1 आते आते, क्योंकि उनका मैक्सिमम ब्रेन का डेवलपमेंट 85% हो जाता है 3 से 6, तब तक इनको
ये 3 से 9 वर्ष तक के बच्चों के लिए है। और इसमें एक चीज़ ध्यान रखिए कि एफएलएन फिर आगे भी जाती है, अपर प्राइमरी क्लास में भी जा सकती है, वैसे 5 तक रहती है। लेकिन बच्चा अगर उसमें रीडिंग विद अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं कर पा रहा है, अगर लक्ष्य प्राप्त नहीं हुआ है, पर्पस पूरा नहीं हुआ है एफएलएन का, तो उसको आगे भी 6, 7, 8 में भी जो है उस बच्चे पे ध्यान दिया जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि रीडिंग विद अंडरस्टैंडिंग इज़ मस्ट। ओनली रीडिंग गिविंग इंफॉर्मेशन ओनली, एंड देयर इज़ नो यूज़ ऑफ ओनली रीडिंग। वो जैसे कहते हैं ना, देखो एक सिंपल मैं एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ कि रीडिंग विद अंडरस्टैंडिंग और ओनली रीडिंग में क्या अंतर है। कि कोई स्टूडेंट, मान लीजिए स्टूडेंट की जगह कोई एक व्यक्ति है जिसके पास कोई चाकू या तलवार है, उस पर उसको धार करना है, ठीक है ना, तो वो धार करने के लिए किसी स्टोन के पास जाता है, तो उससे स्टोन से कोई लेना देना नहीं है, वो स्टोन उस चाकू पे धार करेगा या नहीं। तो ये जो धार करना स्टोन के साथ में, यही रीडिंग विद अंडरस्टैंडिंग है। मतलब चाहिए इस, ये धार का मतलब ये होता है प्रभाव, है ना, यूज़फुल होना। उस नहीं तो उस चाकू का कोई मीनिंग नहीं जिसमें धार नहीं है। तो ऐसी रीडिंग किस काम की जिसमें अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं है? आए समझ में? हमारे माइंड को शार्प बनाने के लिए, अंडरस्टैंडिंग करने के लिए, प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड का जो है करने के लिए, और रीडिंग के साथ साथ अगर अंडरस्टैंडिंग होगी तो ही हमारा जो विजडम काम करेगा अच्छे से, ठीक है ना। कहीं इसका ये, इसको थोड़ा पढ़ना, मैं और कुछ इसके बारे में अलग से भी तुमको मटेरियल भेज दूंगा, ठीक है। तो हमारा ये मॉक इंटरव्यू काफ़ी समय हो गया, ज़रूरत पड़ेगी तो और बाद में ले लेंगे, है ना। तो अभी सभी लोग जो हमारे साथ में इस कार्यक्रम से यूट्यूब के थ्रू जुड़े हुए हैं, उन सब से रिक्वेस्ट है कि वो इस वीडियो को जितने भी ज़्यादा टीजीटी इंग्लिश के या किसी भी सब्जेक्ट के एस्पिरेंट्स है उन तक पहुंचाए, क्योंकि टीजीटीज़ के इंटरव्यू आई थिंक 17-18 से स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं। 24 तो आपका है, लेकिन पहले से शुरू हो रहे हैं शायद।
नहीं सर, मेरा 25th को है।
अच्छा, तो 24 फर्स्ट डे है ना?
नहीं सर, आई एम नॉट श्योर सर।
ओके, आई थिंक 17 से लेकर 22 तक पीजीटीज़ के हैं, और उसके बाद टीजीटीज़ के स्टार्ट होने हैं। वो लेटर रखा हुआ है, नेट पर भी देख ले, और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों तक ये चीज़ पहुँचे। सभी लोग जो देख रहे हैं वो ज़रूर कम से कम चैनल को, वो जो बोलते हैं ना क्या क्या बोलते हैं, सब्सक्राइब करना और बेल आइकन बटन दबाना, जिससे कि कम से कम हमारे दर्शकों की संख्या बढ़ती रहे, और हम बहुत सारे अच्छे कामों की शुरुआत जो करने जा रहे हैं, जो हर टीचिंग में, एजुकेशन लाइन में जो भी व्यक्ति है उसके लिए किसी न किसी रूप में बहुत ही उपयोगी और इम्पोर्टेंट होगी। तो सबसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि ये ज़रूर करें। और मेरी तरफ से सोहिनी विश्वास को बहुत बहुत हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं कि you will be select as a TGT English and contribute for the Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. This is a best setting institution, है ना। बहुत अच्छा लगेगा अगर आप जैसे शिक्षक केंद्रीय विद्यालय में आएंगे, जो मेहनती है, बहुत मेहनत करते हैं। ठीक है। थैंक यू वेरी मच
Thank
सोहिनी।
you, sir. And thank you so much, sir. We have you in front of us. You are doing a noble work